and welcome to a new video. We are obviously in another corner of my room than we usually are, and there's a very obvious hint as to what this video is if you didn't see the title and also the thumbnail and still don't know what it is. I got a new bookshelf. Here she is. This is the Billy bookcase, I don't know the proper term, from IKEA, and it's the little one. And I got a new one because I had space and I was running out of bookshelf space, and I wanted to be able to display some of my books more nicely than I can on my jam-packed full bookshelves. So we're currently on this corner of my room. Normally I film from over there on what is my physical TBR bookshelf, but currently you're sitting on my red bookshelf. I have one of the bigger Billy bookcases over there with my physical TBR, and then I have two, they're from Home Depot, bookcases on this wall that you're sitting on, filled with all the books that I have already read. So we're just gonna migrate some stuff over here and reorganize and all of that fancy stuff. So welcome to the video. Let's get started. I already know what my top shelf is gonna be and what my second top shelf is gonna be. So we're gonna move some stuff around. Don't fall, please don't fall. I don't know where to put stuff. It fell if you couldn't tell. So this top shelf is obviously for my deeply beloved Darkest Minds books. Like, when I say deeply beloved, I mean she is falling apart, but she's falling apart and she's signed, so I'm not totally sure how, because I have the whole series in paperback, and then I also, sorry, this is probably so loud for you because you're sitting on the shelf where I'm taking books. I have the Darkest Legacy, this one I have in hardcover, and then I have, oh, I gotta take this sticker off, Through the Dark in hardcover and the Darkest Minds in hardcover. Does she fit perfectly? Oh, she does. Oh my god, it's perfect, guys. There she is. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Now my next shelf is going to be Emily Wilde. And I have, this one might be a little stickier because I have all the books in hardcover. So there's these. For now, I'll put them like this. Why is this shelf? And then I have the first two in the Barnes & Noble editions, but the third one's not out in the Barnes & Noble edition yet, so figure that out. And then my absolutely stunning Owl Crate editions of these. I'll just show you briefly the covers. I won't go through all of them, but this is Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands, and Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales. I don't know if I want to take the dust jackets off because the underneath is also just so stunning, and I don't know how I want to do this. Is that, and I also, Emily Wilde has had a ton of merchandise come out, essentially, like book boxes and stuff. So I have collected a large variety of Emily Wilde stuff, and I'm not totally sure how to display it. I think I want to change how I do this. Hold on. I want them facing this way. You like can't see them though. I don't know how to do this. And then I still don't know how to display all of this stuff. For now, I guess I'll just put this up here. Oh, there's cat hair all over that. That's really great. Maybe if I push these. I don't know, I'm gonna play around with those. But that's how the first two shelves are. Now the next shelf. Do I want to do Throne of Glass? I don't know if I can fit Throne of Glass in here. Hold on, I have to go get my Throne of Glass and Caught Up in Night books are on the other shelf because I've been reading them this month. So, BRB. Okay, those are all there. I also have the Throne of Glass special edition because I love her. So, let's see. I'm wondering if I can stack them. I have recently learned that most people, when they stack their books in the bookshelf, they start with the first book and then go down. I start with the first book on the bottom and then go up. So that might be weird, but that's how I've always done it. Oops. Can I fit? Yeah, I can fit Kingdom of Ash up there. Oh, I forgot Empire of Storms. Just kidding. That's not gonna fit. Yeah, okay. What if I take out Tower of Dawn and the Assassin's Blade? Because they're like separate, right? Or just the Assassin's Blade? Can I fit Kingdom of Ash? Okay, there's that. And then put the Assassin's Blade next to it, like that. And then it's not perfect. You guys can't really see what it looks like. I will go through and show you what it all looks like at the end. I do promise. I will do that. I'm gonna migrate you down so we can see. Yeah, that works. And you can kind of see my Throne of Glass shelf, but I'll show you at the end. So I have a Papasan chair that will be sitting here. So most of these are going to be covered. So I don't want to put like my favorites, because we won't see them. Also, side note, I'm moving in like a month and a half. I should not have bought this bookshelf because we're moving, but I wanted her. So again, like everything's temporary, you know. What if I put Zodiac Academy down there? Does that make sense? Hold please. Okay. I've got Zodiac Academy, but I also have, I'm reading Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac right now. This little gap right here, not gonna fit all of Ruthless Boys. So I don't know if that makes sense to do it like that. And this also will not fit all of Zodiac Academy. But also, like I said, I'm only going to be here for another month and a half. I can stack Ruthless Boys here, and it'll be fine. It'll be fine for now. I will live with it. Why? I'm looking at my bookshelf. This one in front of me. And I have my dystopians. I have Legend, Hunger Games, Divergent books. Why do I have four? I have four from the Divergent books. All of Legend, all of the Hunger Games, then the Divergent books. Why do I have it like that? I want to do those. Can I fit all those and my Shatter Me books there? I really do not think so. I do not think so. I don't know what I want to do. I should have thought this through more. I thought through the top so well. I was like, yes, I already know what I want my top shelves to be. And now here I am. Can I do? I'm going to put Zodiac Academy down one more. Down there. And then we're going to do Caraval and the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. However, I just finished The Ballad of Never After, and I'm starting A Curse for True Love tonight, so I'll put those in later. But for now, I'll forward face Once Upon a Broken Heart. But I'm probably gonna forward face The Ballad of Never After this, because The Ballad of Never After was so good, guys. It was so, so good. Now below it, this bottom shelf. What do I want to put there? What do I want to put there? Please hold while I go look at my other shelf. I think I'm gonna make it a little romance series shelf because I don't really ever go back to these. So that's my off-campus series. Campus. And then I have the Twisted series. I really did not enjoy this series this much, but I'm really bad about getting rid of books. So you'll keep it. And I think I have just enough room for the Maple Hills series. Now my copies of these are they're so mismatched. I have the original indie published of Icebreaker, and then I have Wildfire and Daydream, but I feel like they're different spines. Like, shouldn't the people also be on this somewhat, like, I don't know. And they're all slightly different heights, which is really irritating. Okay, now that you've got the gist, I'm gonna go through and tinker, and I'll show you, and then we're gonna move on to my other shelves now that they have some space. Alright, hello guys, I have officially finished my bookshelves and I'm pretty happy with the way that they came out. There's a few things I'll probably tweak here and there, but yeah, I'm gonna give you a little bit of an in-depth tour of them. However, I do not have a tripod, so therefore I will be holding my camera while talking about them. And sorry, I have shaky hands, so deal with it. And that's all I came in here to say. So I'm going to start with my physical TBR bookshelf is just what it is. It's not organized in any sort of way because I'm trying to get through it, so therefore I don't want it to be organized, so then I'm encouraged to. But I'm going to start with my bookshelf right over there, because it's the less interesting of them, and then move to the one you're sitting on, and then this beautiful, stunning child right here. So let's do this. Okay, starting at the top, we have the Harry Potter series and the Fantastic Beasts books. I love Fantastic Beasts, so there's that. And in the next shelf, we have their graphic novels hidden behind that little boot. And then the Heartstopper universe, Alice Oseman, Ashley Shoemaker, don't know how to say it, but she's my favorite contemporary author. And then I had a little bit of leftover room, so those are two of my other favorite contemporary books. And then down here, I really wanted to show off my Invisible Life of Addie LaRue collection, so that's it there. But the rest of the books on the shelf, including that one that's tucked over there, are book series that I have not finished, or all of them aren't out yet. So that's them. And I love the Rose Bargain, so I front faced that one. Then these next two shelves are just all like standalones that I have read, and they're in alphabetical order by last name. And then I've got one open shelf. So that's the shelf for you. Okay, for this shelf, we're starting with all of my Grishaverse books. I love Leigh Bardugo. I love Grishaverse, specifically Six of Crows, as you can tell. And then I still have room to perfectly fit the Fourth Wing series. So there she is. This shelf, you can see in this little corner up to the white lore, all the Alexandra Bracken books. I love Alexandra Bracken, so there she is. Then these are some of my Sarah J. Maas books, and some other fantasy series I love, Raybearer and the Cursebreaker series. And then we move down. We've got the Infernal Devices series I've read. This is the Fae of Snow and Ice series. I had an extra copy, so I tried to spray the edges of one. Didn't turn out that great. Another fantasy series. This is Percy Jackson, a lot of dystopians, another fantasy series. This shelf is kind of a mismatch. We've got a lot of, up until Wonder, that's all like middle grade, and then some romance, and then A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. And then that's Chaos. But my Papa's and Chair will go here, so you won't be able to see any of it anyways. And here we are at my final shelf that I will be showing you. Here is my Darkest Minds series. My babies, I love them so much. It fits perfectly. But once I get more copies of the Darkest Minds, like in hardcover, it won't fit very well. But it's fine. This is what I settled on for the Emily Wilde shelf. I really wish I could display those pretty editions better, but for now, this is where we're at. Here is my Throne of Glass shelf. The Assassin's Blade is hiding behind my fancy cover. Sorry, it is what it had to be. And then this is my Stephanie Garber shelf. Right now, Cursed for True Love is my favorite, but I haven't read... Oh wait, I have this backward. Hold on. The Ballad of Never After is my favorite. I haven't read A Cursed for True Love yet. So I have her front facing. And then this one is Zodiac Academy, and then that's the Ruthless Boys series. And then here's just a little romance. But like I said, I will have a Papa's on chair, so at the very least, these two will be covered. Stephanie Garber might be, but hopefully I can figure a way not to be. So